50 Cent has announced that he will be executive producing the documentary on Diddy. Surviving Diddy, Too Much Brother Love Can Cost You.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we not even going to go there with all due respect.
So it looks like Diddy is finally fighting back against 50 Cent after 50 Cent spent a dragging and mocking him nifty, eventually went a step too far when he announced a documentary on Diddy. And it looks like Diddy is not going to sit back and watch 50 tear him up like this, and he is fighting back. Not only did Diddy slam the lawsuit, but he's also allegedly threatening to expose some skeletons that 50 has in his closet. And listen, it looks like things are about to get messy.
Sean P. Diddy Combs, he has released this statement on Twitter and Instagram saying in part, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth."
So it looks like Diddy is sick and tired of people talking about him and all the allegations that have been made about him in the past couple of weeks, because he is now slamming allegations and the people who brought the allegations against him. He is especially keeping the energy with 50 Cent, who has been trolling him ever since the scandal started, and even before then, he sent some pretty heavy words towards 50. And not only that, because the streets are saying that Diddy is allegedly threatening to pull a reverse Uno 150 Cent and expose some of the dark secrets that he has been hiding from the rest of the world. So it looks like 50 might have pushed Diddy away too far, and it's not hard to see why Diddy would snap at 50 and start threatening him back. The beef between them allegedly goes way back to the late 90s. When 50 Cent was new in the rap game, he had just released his hit single, How to Rob, and he was a very big deal in the industry. A lot of labels made offers to sign him, but he wanted to be signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Unfortunately, Diddy didn't share the same enthusiasm, and he turned 50 down. Now, to be fair to Diddy, this had nothing to do with 50 as a person, and according to former Gunnet member Tony Yo, it was because Diddy was nervous about signing an artist associated with guns and a gangster image following the of Biggie Smalls. And if there is one thing about Mr. 50 sitting his early days, it was that he was big on this gangster image, because that was kind of his brand at the start. And did he want to protect his own bad boy label and brand? Now, Tonyo also revealed that 50 Cent was able to get a meeting with Diddy, but it was clear from the start that Diddy only took the meeting as a formality because he had no intentions of signing, and 50, he wasn't even willing to keep an open mind. Tony, you said we had a meeting with Diddy? It was me and 50, and he took the meeting out of respect. He had deals all over the table. I wasn't saying he was going to take the deal. He might. Zana's son's coach at UCLA posted several memes on Instagram mocking him. However, Diddy had always maintained that there was no bad blood between him and 50, saying, "I have no beef for 50. He loves me." Do you really think that's hate when you really break it down? You've been at here a long time. You know he loves me when he does that. It's like funny to me. I don't really take it personal. I know he has a different sense of humor. He's just not in my life. We don't have to never cross paths, and I would never say nothing negative about him because that's just not me. Sometimes people that feel like they don't like you and they act like that, they really love you. There's also the fact that he keeps speaking on bisexuality and calling him gay, like the time he shaded Diddy on Ig and said sorry. Can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are now left under the leadership of Putty Daddy reports the nearest rainbow shading someone while you're literally in a hospital bed, Matt, and that you're fully committed to your beef. There's also the time he went on the Breakfast Club and said that Diddy was fruity.
When he do it, he says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity.
Yo, when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it, and he's like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or something? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the f- this just say?
And that time he claimed that Diddy's parties were not just parties but giant freak-offs where all kinds of wild stuff happened. He posted this picture of little baby and said, "See, this is why I don't go to no party, Puffy and them at the F going on here. Get the F off my young man. What the F so what?" Cassie filed her lawsuit. We all knew that 50 was going to jump right on it, and he did not disappoint. He said, brother, love you out here. Looking crazy as a mug, he clearly kept his ears to the streets because the moment that he announced that he and Cassie had settled, he trolled him again, saying paid that money real quick, should have done that before the sharks saw the blood in the water, and here they come 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, every woman he put his hand on, but he didn't stop there because he then announced that he was working on a documentary about Diddy. He tweeted, did he do it? Come in soon GLG, Green Light Gang. And another one, he also said, rapper, I thought Diddy was a billionaire sick mogul. If he's smart, he'll file bankruptcy now. Anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for the job, guys. Here come the receipts. So 59 here, play with Diddy. Listen. If there was one person you do not want to make an enemy of, is 50 Cent. Cues that man is forever petty as F, and he will not step at anything to not troll you. Well, he got another chance to troll Did when a fourth woman came forward to accuse Diddy of allegedly saying her when she was only 17. The woman led anonymously, and she went by the name Jane Doe. This lawsuit opened up pretty strong and went straight to the point and said specifically in 2003, when she was only 17 years old, and in the 11th grade, Miss Doe was trafficked and by Mr. Combs, Mr. Pierre, and a third Salant. Now the third ascent was named in the lawsuit, but the documents noted that the lawsuit is going to be updated soon, and a name will be revealed. Jane Doe claimed that Diddy and his friends proceeded to take turns to allegedly ISA her after Harvey Pierre walked up to her in a bar and picked her up. The court document said on the evening in question, Miss Doe was with friends in a lounge when she was approached by who she later learned was Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre was with his own friends, including the third assailant, Miss Pierre. The third assailant and their friends were dressed in suits. Mr. Pierre repeatedly complimented Miss Doe's appearance, saying that she was H. Among other things, he then began talking about his self-described best friend and brother, Mr. Combs. Specifically, Mr. Pierre continually stated that Mr. Combs would love to meet Miss Doe, even called Mr. Combs, and put Miss Doe on the line. Mr. Coles told Miss D that he would love to meet her and that she should accompany Mr. Pierre to New York City in a private jet. The lawsuit had a lot to say about the bad things that Diddy and his associates allegedly did to Jane Doe on the day that the incident happened. The document said when she was just a teenager, Miss Doe met Mr. Pierre on the 3rd Salant in a lounge in the Detroit, Michigan area. While at the lounge, Mr. Pierre insisted that he was best friends with Mr. Combs, and he even called Mr. Combs with Miss Doe, and Combs convinced Miss Doe, who was half his age at the time, to accompany Mr. Pierre and the third Salant on a private jet to come to his studio in New York City. Before they left for the private jet, Mr. Pierre smoked crack cocaine in a bathroom at the lounge, in which he also Miss Doe by forcing her to give him oral action. The lawsuit then went on to talk about how the group of men allegedly gave the underage Jane Doe drugs and alcohol. When they arrived at their location, once she got so drunk that she was out of it, the men allegedly proceeded to say hair, the document said, while at the studio. Miss Doe was say by Mr. Combs the third assailant and Mr. Pierre in that order. While Mr. Combs was saying Miss Doe, he complained that he could not get off unless she pinched his nipples as hard as she could.